Hi everyone. Hello, howdy, what's up? How's it going? It's me, CJ, along with a bunch of other people. I hope you're all well. Today we will be playing a fun old game called Perdition, where everyone here is literally going to be the messiest person alive or unalive. Who knows? I'm CJ, pronouns they, them. I am the game master for tonight and every other Friday that we keep playing this. And you can find me on the almost everywhere, I think everywhere, at Scholastic Dragon. Scholastic like the book there, dragon like the mythical creature. One word, no O on dragon. And I guess I'm gonna pass it to Austin.
Why? Hey,
Because
what's up? It's me. Uh
oh my
I'm
yes.
Austin. My pronouns are he, they, she. I wasn't given instruction on what to say, so I'm gonna just ramble for a little sec. Uh I'm a award-winning game designer, performer, player, friend. I haven't done an intro in a while. I do outros now. I'm gonna play this game. I'll get it better in the post. We'll do better in post.
What's your character name?
Oh, my character's name is Mene.
Yeah, hell
Mene's
yeah.
pronouns are she, they.
Heck yeah.
Uh, is that it? Did I? Is that is?
Yeah, that
You,
sounds
don't
good. Yeah.
you're in charge here.
That's what you think. No, I'm kidding. Passing it to C.
Oh, hello, everyone. My name is Cia. Use they, them pronouns. You can find me making very trans, very gay art on the internet at CPlaysRPG. You can also follow my art account if you want to see me retweeting as much gay art as I possibly can for the 15 minutes a day that I'm on that account at a gay blood hunter. And tonight, I have the absolute pleasure of playing for all of you my gift to the world, Euphoria, who uses any and all pronouns.
Passing it to Josephine.
Oh, I'm scary dog friend, Josephine. Um, I do stuff. I'm very tired. So that means that we will be very antagonistic to CJ tonight.
Why?
I'll be
Why not?
playing Moo. I don't know how much else. Should we talk about class? No?
Nah. Nah.
Lower middle.
Lower middle class. What?
What's that mean?
Oh, yes. And that leaves Nikki.
Me. Hey, I'm Nikki. I am the producer here at TEAT RPG. I did fix the overlay, so that's good. I was scrambled. Okay. Anyway, what was I gonna say? I'm playing Elva. We both use she/her pronouns. Mene is my wife. What else was I going to say? I think that's it for now.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I think that means we can get started, gamers. What we know is that there are 9 deities that exist in this world. The outer 4, the sun who shines above all things, who is warmth, the moon, the protector of the lost, the earth, the formidable and unshaking, and the sea, tumultuous and torrenting. The inner 4, fear, the bringer of clarity, euphoria, indulgence and pride, sadness, who is despair and depth, and hope, the inspiring. And there's the one, the god of mortals. No one keeps track of what they do. What we believe is that the outer gods, the upper 4, the physical, the unchanging, came first. They are the oldest. We hear that the one, the god of mortals, came after that, in the middle. And the inner gods, the lower 4 and the ever-changing, were the last to come. That is what we believe to be true. So that leaves the question of, what are we doing? We're partying. It is the anniversary of the beginning of all things. It's our birthday. We pan the camera around. We see not tons. There's only 8 people here. We see everyone having a blast. Some people are singing. Others are dancing. Some are drinking. And as folks are drinking, things tend to be spilled. We see someone turn in a pirouette, and a glass hits Mene. How do you react?
Does she get to react before I react? The deep sigh of someone with a volatile wife.
I say it's what are you wearing? What do you look like? Because what you look like has an added addition of red wine spilled deep into the clothes.
Oh, I am wearing a very nice suit. Do suits happen?
Yeah,
Suit. Right. It's like an all white like suit, like white slacks, a tight fitted white blazer, with like some chainmail underneath the blazer instead of a shirt. I think right now I have like a buzzed haircut. This black skin with these like jewel undertones, and just like white shining eyes, like no people, no iris kind of thing. And because it's me, I'm not wearing any shoes, and I have elf ears. Those are
wonderful.
Given.
Great. Love that.
And so I think it like spills on me, and you should really watch where you're going, to whoever it is.
Well, it's very easy considering the wine spiller. Actually, I think the wine spiller is your sister. Oh, sorry, sis. And we look and we see the son, who is very similarly wearing also kind of a pantsuit. I like to think it is bright orange with a red tie coming out, maybe with some black undertones in the shirt. I'd say long hair, long black hair, kind of cut like right at shoulder length perfectly, with like nice long acrylics, red in color. Oh, sorry, Sib. Yeah, and then they just leave. They walk away purely. They acknowledge that they spilled this on you, gives you a once over, looks better, and then leaves.
It's been 5 minutes. You're already drunk. I just fully take the blazer off, and I'm just like 100%. In a chainmail shirt. I don't have like a undergarment, like an under like armor shirt or whatever, because I'm not like in actual full armor. So I just take the blazer off.
Yeah, 100%. And I think as your sibling walks away and you kind of continue to mind your business, I think they walk over to Euphoria. Kind of walking. What are you doing?
Having the best day of my life. Thank you so much for asking. Euphoria, I think, is the one who has the bottles. They're just producing them, grabbing them out of thin air. So these beautiful bottles that form out of like crystal glass floating in the air come into being, and they tip, pour the wine, and it just keeps going. There's no end to it, is there? There really isn't.
You pour into the hand of an empty glassed sun that just is smiling at you. Thanks, dear.
You're very welcome.
And she takes it back in one like sip as you're speaking, like seemingly listening, but it's like one moment, and then places the hand you were saying.
Well, you know how I love these occasions. They really do feel like the best of all of us, don't they? Everything that we could have hoped for and more.
I agree. And if you allow them, she will lean in and kiss you drunkenly.
Absolutely. Euphoria like takes the bottom of her chin, and this feeling that explodes out between the two of them as their lips meet is the union of their domains. This love, beauty, euphoria that bleeds out of euphoria, matched with the hot passion of the sun. And I think the whole room's temperature rises like 10 degrees. Like it just immediately gets hotter in the space.
And then a step further, like a sunny day basking in the sunlight, you see rays coming off of her clothes, blinding everyone in the room. I think getting directly in the eyes of Moo. You were blinded immediately. What was it that you were doing?
Well, I believe I was probably just staring in the corner. I'm wearing a dress made entirely of my hair. And it is a joyous occasion, but most of the time I'm not really invited. So I'm just attempting to make merry as well. But then I'm not so used to the brightness of the sun. Although I love her and I enjoy her company.
Yeah. I think as the shine is hitting your eyes, piercing them unapologetically, there's cover very quickly. A cloud appears. And I think the person that brought you along, the one being whatever the opposite of a +1 is, or like the holder of the +1,
-1,
the -1, the sea, who is this very dreary man. It looks like his clothes are constantly wet. His hair is constantly like pressed to his scalp, almost as if he has a perpetual, whenever he's in physical form, he has a perpetual rain cloud just kind of under him. He creates a cloud to kind of stop the sunny day in the center of the room. Oh, the sun is so exhausting.
Well, we do need the sun. The sun creates the perfect conditions for many things to grow. As do you. You have plants inside of you.
I mean, it's more like algae and coral
that need the sun.
And seaweed. And sometimes there's fish. But it's also really dark. Like, you know, when you peek inside an endless chasm of a void wrapped inside.
Just like your heart.
Water, just like my heart.
So creepy.
So slimy and wet.
You are very sufficiently wet.
Yeah. Do you like it? It's a new
You look like a bloated corpse sort of flowing down a river.
Oh, Moo, you're so sweet to me. Thank you. Do you want a drink?
It will not do anything, but okay.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna go get you a drink.
Cool.
As this soaking wet man gets up and walks across the room, kind of like blinding, like shielding his eyes from the sunshine from the sun. He as he's blocking his eyes, kind of missing where he's going. Elva, you feel covering you maybe it's sweat, maybe it's water, just knocks into you, and all of the condensation off of his body, not that it goes away once it hits you, but kind of covers a portion of your body. And you see like a missing portion, and then it if whenever you ever put your body on a pavement, if you were sweaty, kind of like you see the missing part, and then like immediately goes back. Oh, sorry. And then he looks and he sees. Well, you tell us what he sees.
So standing in front of her brother, sibling. What did we decide on this? Are we related? I think we should be related. It makes sense.
Yeah, your sweaty, wet brother.
Oh, Mar, darling. That's gross. What you see is a woman made of marble. Just like white stone marble, and with like rivulets of gold coming through, and her hair is emerald green, and she has like different parts of her have like kind of broken off into geodes, and so she is the earth goddess, but her focus is more on the actual earth.
Yeah. And I think kind of coming off of like the literal collision and union of you two, immediately there's mud on both of your clothes. I think, yeah.
I wear like stone. My feet are stone. I'm an earth genasi, so like it's what I'm used to this. I grew up with this grossness. But anyway, so as he's talking to me, I'm actually watching the sun and the moon interacting and trying to like hold my temper.
Your brother, upon kind of like knocking into you, not realizing it's you until like the clarity of the situation takes form. Oh, sorry. And then they look at you, and then they look behind them.
You should run.
And literally turning into a puddle, just like almost like a slime moving, drops their physical form and exits the situation. And doesn't even get the punch move. And I think we're kind of cutting back to the sun, who is the center of all things, coming out of the kiss with Euphoria. You know what I should do?
What?
I should make a toast.
You should make a toast. I love it when you give toasts.
I should make a toast. And they get up. Maybe they were kneeling. How tall are you, Euphoria?
Well, I think I forgot to describe myself. So in this form, because Euphoria is everything and anything, and they change forms as fast as the seasons change the leaves on the trees. And right now, Euphoria is a centaur, but the horse part of their body is actually that of a lion. And they are just like fully topless with these top surgery scars, like jagged underneath their pectoral muscles, like inlaid with gold. And there's this mane that kind of comes out of this crop of hair down their like down their back that is like ruffled. So it's almost like a half beard, and then like comes down and spills over their chest a little bit. They're wearing like an obscene amount of gold jewelry with like nipple piercings and like all the chain. You know what I mean? Like they have, and I think now that they've kissed the sun, their mane is like a little bit on fire, just like on the ends, just a tiny bit. So at this point, they're maybe like 6 feet tall with a lion's body. Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems 100%. Right.
I think the sun, like as they were walking up to you, probably raise their height a little bit so that they could kiss downwards to you. So coming off at like 7 feet tall, making sure they're the tallest one, making sure that they are the brightest, the center of all things. The sun pulls back and is like, I'm going to make a toast. Yes. And like walks over, takes a big step on the table. Honestly, it's like a footstool at that point. And grabs a fork, smashes the cup in their hand. All right, everyone, Everyone look at me. Yes, yes, you, Moo, look at me.
Sibling,
Good.
what are you doing?
I'm making a toast.
Perhaps you
Should
should
we
get...
also be holding forks?
No.
Yes,
no.
everyone hold a fork.
Okay, you need to come down, as it were.
Come down.
Just
No, why don't you come
I
down?
like put my hand up and I start to turn it. And I like fully eclipse the sun to bring them off of whatever high this is to chill out a little bit.
That feels like a roll, and I love it.
Sure.
Eclipsing the sun. I'd say make a persuasion check or
Absolutely.
Can I help?
Actually, yeah, your pal. Yes.
Take the help action, so she has an advantage.
Yeah, how do you help?
I change the where I'm standing, so the gravitational pull change is warping, literally changing physics in this room.
That is so funny. Yes, Austin, you may roll an advantage.
I rolled an advantage. I got a 28.
28. Yeah. So what does it look like when you eclipse your sibling?
I think it goes like from where I'm sitting, as I turn my hand and like it passes over my sibling, like the sun like dims down, and I just start to glow brighter as I like hold my hand up from where the sun is, so I can't see it, kind of thing.
And I think as you naturally dim their light, you see them like clenching their fists. And you have the floor right now. You have taken the sun's light. Is there anything you want to say to everyone before the natural conclusion of doing this happens?
Yeah, I think I look around. Well, everybody, this has been quite the party already. We've been here 15 minutes. My blazer was ruined, and we've broken some glasses. Just another banner day for the family all around. So...
Elva feigns like an extra, big yawn.
Oh, but Mene, we've only just gotten started.
Yes. But the greatest things do have conclusions, and I'm sure you all are very busy with whatever it is you're doing these days.
I have spent the last 25 years planning this party.
That's lovely. Did you have anything planned besides your older sibling here breaking glasses?
Yes, I learned about this fabulous new mortal game called Spin the Bottle, and I thought we could all play.
I will sit this one out.
Euphoria gives you the puppy dog eyes. And I think their eyes literally glitter with like stars and get really big.
Euphoria, we've been over this.
But Mene,
you can use your words and ask.
Is this the one where there is a man on a wheel?
Yes, I think so. I'm pretty sure.
And the sort of eventually all his bones break.
I think, or was that drawing and quartering? Are they the same, you think?
They are very much not this. What do you two do? Don't you work
lately?
Don't you work more with mortals? You don't understand their games?
Oh, games are far more in the domain of hope and joy. But of course, there is so much love that comes out of playing a game with those you love.
Children love the poetry about women killing their fathers.
I think Elva's gonna make eye contact with Mene and be like, "Do you want me to intervene in this, or you got?"
I nod. I think like the eclipse is starting to end.
Elva comes in and she's much smaller than Mene, and so it's like this small person that's squaring up with Rhea. And she's just like, "Rhea, I think Mene said no."
Okay.
But I'll play if you'll have me.
You will?
Of course.
Oh, I do love it when you play. And Euphoria does like several leaping bounds in a circle around you, kind of. And like flowers just sprout where they jump. Just a few. Okay. Well, we have to find a bottle then. Maybe this one? Or this one? Or maybe we could use a special artifact.
I think as you
A
kind of
bone?
ask that question, a bone. Oh, we should use mine. As coming out from behind Moo, almost like a shadow, is good old. I literally already, Mar. There we go. Literally already forgot the name. CJ, keep up. Wet body as ever. I think he has like a little ship, like a little model ship. And he's like, you can use this, and kind of like puts it over Moo's shoulders. And just here, just I don't want to play, but like
Drips on
just,
Moo.
just like yeah, here. Kind of, I was trying to hand it to Moo actually, because you're the closest one. Here, take this. I'm just gonna watch as he's dripping all over Moo with just kind of a wet arm.
My hair is wet. My wet dress, hair dress.
Oh, I'm sorry, dude. Here, just stand here as the sun eclipse fully stops, and you see her. I think she got smaller during this entire thing. I mean, literally grew smaller in size as she is clenching her fists, growing bigger and bigger and bigger, brightening the room again, warming your hair from being wet, Moo, looking at Mene and goes, "You always do this!" And just steps on a table and storms out of the room.
No one acts like a new god.
Yes. You now have a model ship to spin around to play spin the bottle.
Euphoria loves this little ship, and I think they just kind of like take it. They look at Moo with these like big eyes, and I think another one just kind of like grows underneath their cheekbone as all three eyes look at you for half a second. Do you want to play too, Moo?
Sure. I still am not. Do not know what this game is, but for the many adorable eyes you have just put under your face, I will play.
Like three more open as you say that, and like this blush comes over their face and then like fades away like flowers blooming on their face for a moment. And I think they take the model ship and they blow into the sails and send it like just kind of out and around, and whoever it lands on I think will be the first to go.
Yeah, roll me a d6.
4.
4. That lands. I think my brain is. It lands on an individual that we haven't seen yet. They've been pretty quiet, so I think you haven't really noticed them. It's almost as if like they heard the game was playing and then appeared. You see, I'll say, an individual with maybe a buzz cut as well as a dress on. They were kind of sitting there quietly. What is it? Not a black dress, but maybe something more like a dark blue, with a singular flower in their hair. Hey, lover. As sadness, the despair, it lands on. So, how do we play this?
Well, now that the ship has gone to you, it means that we must tell a story of how we found each other across all of time and space and reality.
Oh, wonderful. Well, sadness and euphoria. Sadness and euphoria. Well, you've always been there. You have been the one I turn to, well, during my darkest days, literally. The joy in the sunlight, well, after the sunlight. You used to be joy, but now you're euphoria. You are so radiant these days. I like to think that we were born next to each other, after each other, before each other.
Together, even.
And I think they put their hand up to yours and kind of lock the fingers, standing up to spin you.
Yeah. Euphoria just goes like in the circle away and away and away. And like when their fingers meet, maybe it's the feeling of like for a brief moment being reunited with a lover that you had lost for so long. That overwhelming sadness that comes with knowing that you lost a lot of time together.
But
knowing that there was loss.
And I think from them it is laced with the joy of knowing that you've seen them again and you will see them again one day. But now you get to spend time appreciating each other. And I think as you're dancing, they go, now what do I do after it lands on me?
Now you send the ship out.
Oh, wonderful. And I think just kind of like extending the energy forth, the bottle spins again. Or the ship, I should say. And I think it lands on Mene.
No.
No. And it lands, and I think they stop
Elva
dancing.
snatches it out of the air as it goes towards Mene.
What do you mean, no?
How about, instead of whatever you just did with Euphoria, you go back to work?
Why are you so mean? And they begin to cry, and I need everyone to make a wisdom save.
That's very interesting for me.
Why? Why is that interesting?
My wisdom's -3.
That's so great for you.
Oh, that's not bad. 15.
15.
20.
20.
Synthetic 20.
Synthetic 20.
29.
29. Wonderful. If you got below a 20, if you got a 20 or below, sorry, meets it, beats it. So if you got a 20, you're good. I think it's just Moo.
I didn't add the +10 to it, but I don't want to. So this is great.
Wonderful. Perfect. Great. Moo. As Sadness begins to do what she does best and cry at the thought of doing more work,
Same.
What does it look like when fear and sadness collide?
Oh, I like to think Moo puts a good amount of space between her and despair. Like Moo tries to do a lot of work, especially these more recent years, perhaps, as mortals have continued to grow and expand in population. Moo wants to, despite how, flippant she might be, wants to differentiate herself between general darker emotions and feelings. So I think Moo goes over to placate despair, but there's still kind of an awkwardness to it as she approaches, sort of like, oh, do you need comfort?
Sobbing. Oh, hi, Moo. Comfort. Is that something that you can do?
No.
Oh, okay.
Unless you find, I can turn into a big monster.
Sure.
Okay, I rage.
Yeah, mark off one.
And I think I'm going to go about it in the way of like, my beast form is going to enhance my claws because Moo's thinking a hug. Despair needs a hug. So in a horrific sort of scene of like almost eldritch like muscles like popping out of like the skin that I have, like it's almost as if the muscle pops out before the skin can even accommodate, and there's just like pustules, almost like bubbles coming, until like almost like an armored sort of scaled, but also seemingly hair. The sheen goes down and my arms elongate all the way down to my seemingly the legs, as the rest of my body slowly begins to accommodate giant sharp claws. And I think my face and my like clavicle are beginning to like harden and like sharpen in certain angles and strange, unnatural things. As Moo is a creature that collects the things of nightmares. And she just like goes over to Despair with her face like still changing, like gradually, like hand holding you through a nightmare at this moment. And just sees how her Despair reacts about this hug.
Yeah. God, coughing. Yeah, make me a persuasion check.
Oh. I'm good at persuasion.
Persuasion?
Natural 1.
Cool. I need everyone else that isn't these two to make me honestly another wisdom saving throw.
Natural 20.
Cool. Great.
26.
Oh, muted. Nikki.
26.
26. Wonderful. Before
31?
31. That is perfectly fine. You all feel it before you see it. As Moo kind of extends themselves to be greater, you feel encroaching upon you is fear, almost mixing with you. But I think each one of you is just shirks it off. You've seen this before. But Despair, who is already feeling in their emotions, kind of looks at you. Freezes. And is
my
petrified.
Voice completely distorts and like it's lower. Let me hold you.
Despair cannot move. I mean, literally is petrified. I think she turns to literal stone.
I, from the other side of the room, look over at Elva. Are you ready to go?
I've been ready.
Okay. Everyone have a lovely whatever time of day it is. I get up to just lead us out.
Yeah, 100%. As you two exit the room, easily, not an issue. I think we are currently inside kind of like an ethereal building, kind of like an agora. I think that's what it's literally called. I think your feet kind of touch the clouds and you're exiting. And as you're exiting, can you make me a perception check?
Incredible. I love this. I got a nat 1 because I'm staring at my wife.
I got an 18.
An 18.
Because she pays attention this
Just
time.
pay attention. Yeah, I think as you're staring at your wife, you don't notice it, but Elva, as you exit the agora, kind of like looking outwards, I think in the distance you see what you kind of expect. You see Solaris, the sun, very brightly kind of like you see her brightly doing something. And then immediately you see that go out, almost in a way that like doesn't make sense for how not this. It is almost like the sun sets, but in a blink.
Mene,
Yes, love.
is your sister ill?
Maybe. Why? What do you mean?
And she points.
What do I see? Is there something that looks weird in the after effect on the horizon?
Yes, I think now that you look at it, you look, and again, I think for you when you look, it is like a flash, brightening again, like the sun does, like it is rising, and then dimming, like turning off, like you turned off a light switch.
I mean, she had been drinking, and the things euphoria produces is some of the only stuff that can actually affect us, so.
I suppose that's true.
But we should probably check on her. We don't need mortals wondering why the sun is rising and setting repeatedly.
That would be very confusing. I'm sure the farmers wouldn't like it.
No, they will not, and then you get complaints, and I'll get complaints, and
I wanted to go home.
It'll be quick. It's, it'll be fine.
Fine.
I'll like call out to her, like, are you all right? I didn't mean to upset you. As we move that way.
Yeah, you say that, and there's no answer. Actually, I think what you hear is, because it was a distance that no mortal could cross. It was miles and miles and maybe even years ahead between the Agora and whatever space your sister was inhabiting. You hear, she's groaning in pain.
Does anything feel weird for me?
What do you mean?
I mean, so in a way, so I think like a tactician. So in a way of like, if her or the sun's domain is being attacked, does mine feel like it is waxing or waning to make up for any concerted effort, being like this like twin domain kind of thing?
Yeah. Make me an Arcana check with charisma.
Arcana check with charisma. You're cooking with gas there, buddy.
Cooking with gas.
A synthetic 20.
Synthetic 20, that's decent. I think as you come closer, you start to feel it. That connection of, the natural progression is she comes out, you go in, she comes out. That is fluctuating, flickering, as she is literally flickering. As you get closer, you realize it and you feel it. On, off, up, down, destabilizing.
I think I stop our like progression. Elva, you wait here. Something's wrong.
Okay.
I'll be right back, or better yet, go check on Ma and the godlings inside.
Okay, don't go too far from me.
I won't. I'll be right back. Go check on the others inside. Something is happening.
Elva rolls her eyes and goes back inside.
Yeah, you begin to walk, float, teleport.
I'm there
very quickly.
Yeah.
You go back towards the Agora, and Mene, as you walk up to your sibling, you see that she is. I think like this is kind of closer to what is it, like an amphitheater. There we go. I think we're closer to an amphitheater. I think she's laying down, resting her back, almost exhaustedly doing the flickering. You see the brightness in her hair kind of going from sunset to sunrise very quickly, in out, unnaturally. And I think as you walk over, like you see, like she's groggy. She seems to be kind of holding her head as all of this is happening, as the colors brighten and dim from her suit to her body to her nails to her herself. And make me a perception check.
Now my wife isn't here. Natural 20.
Natural 20. Easy. The first thing that your eyes go to naturally is you see broken in half on the ground is her divine treasure. And we're going to cut back to the party. What is everyone doing as you notice that despair has been petrified?
I have no ability to do this, so this might be psychological.
Oh, it almost definitely is psychological, but that's okay. Moo, I think that you look absolutely lovely.
Thank you.
And you know how they get. Let's see. Let's just. And Euphoria is coming along to despair and kind of like tapping at the like rock around their eyes, right? Like against their jaw.
Yeah.
Come out now, darling. It's going to be okay.
Make a persuasion check.
You want the bard to make a persuasion check?
Yes, I want the bard to make a persuasion check.
Yeah, okay. I'm rolling like fire tonight. 37.
37. Yeah. So you walk over to this petrified individual, ushering, like, goading them to come out. I think your touch immediately kind of brings out that despair. And you see it just crack on the cheek at first, and you see kind of the water of the tears kind of flow down, and then it cracks to their mouth. Is it safe to come out?
It's always been safe to come out.
And like cracking like an egg in half, despair comes out and hugs you. Oh, I was so scared.
It's okay. And I think as their domains collide, it's inevitability that bleeds between the two of them. The acceptance of death, right? The kind of joy and freedom that you can feel only when you are no longer afraid of all the things that could hurt you and make you feel bad.
And as they come out of it, hopeful, she looks over to you, Moo. Why are you always doing this? Why do you act like this? Infecting everyone with your fear. You're responsible.
I think this is when Elva enters the room and says, "Don't you talk to her like that."
Oh, here we go. You too. Try to have a good time. And the pair decide they need it to shut down. What brought you back, Elva?
Who's asking? Like, is it
Despair
asking?
Yeah.
Something's wrong with the sun.
That's...
Are all of you feeling fine? Where's my brother?
Yeah. And I think as you ask that question, you notice that Mar isn't around. And I need you to make me a Arcana check as well.
19.
Who comes out of her farm?
Yeah, that's enough. As you have the space to do that without being attacked, not physically, but Alva, as you are like, where's my brother? You feel it too. The natural thing of the earth and the sea is that they are always touching. They are always connected. The water makes chasms, so it opens you up. You feel more connected with your brother at all times. He may be a wet, sopping sack of a lot of things, but he's always been there for you. almost like a ravine opening up with no water. You feel a disconnection very quickly. And then it's back. And you kind of look around like, what the fuck was that? And then you feel it again. A disconnection, and then the reconnection, a disconnection, and the reconnection. Almost like the sea is drying up.
Yeah, I think she starts to feel like vertigo. And
yes.
She looks at Euphoria and says, I think I'm experiencing vertigo.
Oh, darling, did you have too much to drink?
No, I don't drink. Something's wrong. Can I feel my wife?
Yeah. No, you
Okay.
still feel Mene.
Where is Hope should be around. I would not Hope enjoy such festivities.
I haven't seen Hope tonight.
Yeah. At that point, you all notice that you haven't seen Hope at all tonight. Not once.
That's ominous. Just kidding.
Well, it's not like them to reject one of my invitations.
Yes, right?
Something is wrong. Nobody would ever choose not to come to my party.
Of course they would,
True.
darling. Where's Mar? Where's Mar? Has anyone seen Mar?
He did not want to kiss people or something. He went away after providing the ship.
I mean, of course, I volunteered to play, so of course he would not want to play. Where is he, though? And she starts, like, pushing people out of her way to try to find her brother.
Yeah. You begin looking and looking and looking. Make me an investigation check.
Okay. And I think as that's happening, the ground starts to shake. Every time she yells, "Where's my brother?" the ground shakes a little bit.
Yeah.
Ooh, nat 20.
Nat 20.
34.
Yeah, 34.
Nikki solves the show and it's done.
Over. Give us your
Game
notes.
over. Bye.
Yeah, here you go.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah. Without a shadow of a doubt, the first thing is Mar is not in the Agora. But you do, kind of with that natural sibling connection, you know that if you go kind of out and kind of look to the right and feel, you know exactly where he is. You can feel him.
I'm going to try to go to him.
Yeah, easy. You exit the Agora, kind of walking in the opposite direction of in which Mene went. And I think it brings you, you find yourself kind of going up some stairs to a pavilion, kind of like a big, honestly, it's just a pavilion. You go up to a pavilion and you kind of like look and look and look, and very simply, you eventually you find him. Similarly, granted, you weren't here, but for the audience, similarly, kind of laying down, nearly unconscious, kind of groaning and moaning, is Mar, who you immediately walk up to, and they're wearing a suit. They're wearing a physical suit. It is not fluid. It is not changing. It is not wet. He is dry.
She goes and like touches his forehead.
Damp.
Not
at
wet.
Best. Damp.
And like runs her fingers through his hair. Is it dry?
You can feel in spots there's water. You could probably like kind of like on the back there's water, but in the front it is dry.
She puts her arm back and slaps him.
You hear a dry cough. Alva.
What is happening? What is wrong with you?
And as he points, you see that ship broken in half. As we cut back, go ahead.
No, it's fine. Go.
No, you're fine.
Why did he give us the divine relic?
It's a great question. Euphoria. You hear Alva kind of stomp away and wonder. And I think you feel something in your pocket.
can't believe this. Everyone's leaving my party. They go and they reach for whatever's in their pocket, starting to feel their own. They're pouting now a little bit.
Yeah.
Fucking sadness and fear. And
as you're pouting and reaching into your pocket, you find a little slip of paper. A note.
Must be another love letter. I open it.
You don't know how long it's been here, but kind of in the activity, you felt it. It is a little note from Lysander.
From
You haven't
Lysander.
seen them in millennia. The god of mortals.
Well, I don't invite them to these kind of things anymore.
It says to come to the house at the end of the world, which for you is easy. It's a spot that you know very well.
The drama of it all. You really think I should leave my own party? Well, I really can't say no to an offer like that. It has been so long. And Euphoria at this point is just like monologuing, right? Like walking back and forth a little bit. Like the spot, like a literal spotlight has come down, is just like starting to follow them back and forth across the floor as they're like reading this note aloud and having this internal monologue. Well, okay, everyone behave. I'll be right back. And they're gone.
Yeah, 100%. As you exit the scene, Moo, if my CJ's numbers are correct, you are alone.
with despair.
With despair.
What a party.
Who was
just fucking ripping into me. And I think Moo is just kind of like doesn't speak back really about that. Just like kind of used to it, but also like kind of unexpected to like, I don't know. She genuinely tried to help.
Yeah, and I think they're just staring at you, kind of with this nasty look on their face, something between sadness and disappointment. Well, do you have anything to say?
When the spirit of fear, when there is a determination to attempt to seek it, to find comforts in it, and it is not, it comes out too strong. I understand that, and I'm sorry.
Okay, I accept your apology. Okay. I don't like to be sad all the time. It's kind of exhausting. How about you make it up to me? We get dinner or something later.
Okay.
Awesome. I'm tired. I'm gonna go home.
Okay.
What are you gonna do? You're left here alone.
I don't know.
Okay. And sadness just turns on a heel and dips and leaves immediately. How long do you think you kind of sit here?
Moo's really bad at it, but could she do a perception check to like just kind of hear what else, if she hears anything in particular? Moo is a constantly distracted person.
Yeah,
so 100%. -1.
I love you so much.
So I'm so curious. What is occupying your mind right now? Give me the rundown.
Yeah, so the thing is, when Despair says that they don't like to be sad all the time, Moo, despite being the god of fear, loves everything terrifying. It embraces all of horror and like the horrific things that humans do to each other, and attempts to like explore them in a way that can be productive for the other gods to use potentially. That being said, she's also scared all the time.
Yeah.
So I think the type of build that she has is one that can't entirely accommodate rather she overcompensates with sheer physical prowess and ability, because she can't, I think maybe she's a Kalishtar, so in general there's a psychic ability that she has inherently to like be able to communicate with people even throughout dreams, but she can't really hear herself think most of the time.
Yeah. And I think there is that inherent terrifyingness to that.
Yeah.
In you analyzing the difference between despair and fear, where despair is constantly maybe what you can say compensating. They don't like to be sad. They will do every emotion in the book. They will yell, they will be upset, they will do anything not to experience that overwhelming sadness that comes so naturally to their existence. And I think as you're pondering this, you hear
Hello?
As you are all
just loud ass voice.
Yeah, just hey, hello. As you are alone in this agora, in this party room, before it is too sorry, not before it is too late. It is definitely too late with a natural one. You feel
No. I got a 2, -3.
A 2, -3. You're so right. That's on me. With a 2, -3, you notice it right after it happens, but not enough for it to fucking knock you over completely. A claw at your back striking you. I need you to take 10 slashing damage.
Okay. And I'm not raging anymore, so I take all of that.
Yeah, as you just hitting you. And as you kind of like turn, having been slashed at the back, you see it. Literally, non-metaphorically. That thing that I think even you tend to avoid. It, with claws like a tiger, the face of a man, wings of a bat extending out of its back, a second pair of wings like a bird, a snake on its a snake extending like a tail, and the body of every animal in existence. It stares at you, growling, hungry. And I think that might be a decent time. Take a break.
Okay, thanks.
No, I thought about it as immediately as I was. But yes, we are going to take a break, everyone. No what, no here. The gods are okay, and that's fine.
Gods are fine.
The gods are fine. Don't
What
worry
could possibly
about them.
go wrong?
Yes. Whenever in but if so don't change the channel, please don't change the channel. I'm
Touch
praying
that
you
dial.
don't
Please,
change
please,
the
please,
channel.
please, please.
Please stay. Hi, gamers, rangers, strangers. It is CJ.
I was
the GM.
lobotomized.
Moo was lobotomized. Euphoria got called to the end of the world. Elva is sad, angry, and Mene is confused. Yeah, yeah. All these things feel true. Welcome words are hard. Welcome back to Perdition, Trials of the Eight, a story of gods who, well, will become mortal. And I am your GM, so we can kick it. We can get right back into it. Starting with, let's start with Mene. It's been a while since we've seen what she's doing.
Been a while.
Been a while
since
when I see you again. Anyway. Yeah.
We tricked you there. You gotta say your toes, listeners.
Yeah, so true. But yes, Austin, Mene.
Yeah.
You lay cradling your sibling as they are flickering in and out of light. What's going through your mind right now?
I think many people would think it's like, what's happening? How can I stop this? Like, oh, I'm so sad. But I fully look at her and I see her divine relic smash. And I start doing like fucking like Sherlock Holmes putting together a crime scene. Like, what happened here and are they still here?
I muted myself twice. Yeah. So as you kind of like begin to Sherlock Holmes and she kind of lays in your arms, kind of like groggy as hell, seems to be that her power is coming in and out. Make me an investigation check.
That's the Sherlock Holmes thing.
The Sherlock Holmes check.
Out of the box.
Out of the box.
Out of the box.
Into the box.
27.
27. That is enough. You begin kind of looking at everything, and I think, kind of walking it back. Your sister seems to be like to a degree stabilizing in a way, like still flickering, but kind of going from out and in to a sunset, but unnaturally and a lot more quickly. The first thing that you notice is that there doesn't seem to be any physical signs of struggle like on her body. She didn't get hit. She's not attacked. It seems to just this seems to just be happening. And that's the part that's most confusing. Secondarily, you look at like her relic. I think her relic is maybe like literally just an orb, like just like a crystal ball, but something that carries light in a way that is meant to brighten when she holds it. It is split perfectly down the middle, not broken, not chipped, not cracked. It is in pristine condition, just like smooth broken.
I think seeing all of that, seeing how it's not broken but severed, I think there's only one thing Mene thinks, and so she looks down at her sister and she tries to do her best to get her sister to like look at her in this stupor. She says very evenly, which one of us did this?
And you're saying this to Solaris, and Solaris, I think, kind of like eyes damn near shut, kind of looks at you in your arms. I don't know. I don't know if we can do this, but it's gone.
I'm sorry. And I love you.
It's okay. I love you too. I'm gonna rest.
I will figure out who did this, and you'll be back before you know it.
Okay. Can you hand it to me?
Of course. And I'll take her over to it.
Yeah. And her spear is about like no less like smaller than what we would know a basketball. I think you take her to it. Maybe there's like the equivalent of like a stone picnic table, just kind of on the ground. I think next to this, she she doesn't have a lot of strength in her right now. She kind of curls up almost kind of the way that cats kind of do around something, kind of curling up, holding on to the two pieces of what you can assume to be a broken heart, just sobbing. Sorry I yelled.
No, it's in your nature, and it's in my nature to eclipse you when you need to stop yelling. But I'm sorry I have to do it.
I'm sorry I can't shine anymore.
We will again soon.
As she just holds these things and like lets that little bit of sunlight into herself.
I like reach into thin air and pull out this like badass fucking sword. And I think my suit starts to burn away, and I don like my full armor, and I kneel down. Whoever did this is probably close by, and I need to catch them. I'm sorry I can't stay, and I pull kind of also out of air, I pull out this like moon flower. It's like a lily that only blooms in moonlight. And I put it in her hair. I'm always with you.
What? I didn't hear the last word you said.
Oh, I say I'm always with you.
I'm with you. As I think she just touches your face one last time and kind of leaves a very soft burn on the cheek. Where do you go?
Stand up. No one's come to me.
Mm-hmm.
And Elva hasn't come back. So I head back towards the Agora.
Yeah, easy. And as we come back, as you go back to the Agora, you will come in very soon. Moo.
Ow!
Sitting before you, well, is something that you know almost very intimately, yet not at all. And I think it's kind of escapes you exactly what it is. If you would like to, you can make a check.
Yeah. What?
Maybe wisdom for things that you know. CJ literally forgot every check ever. History. There we go. I remember. That's history wisdom. There we go.
Wisdom?
History and add your wisdom.
Are you sure?
Are you good at wisdom? Or sorry, are you good at history?
I have if I'm able to use just my intelligence, it's a straight roll.
No,
so I'd love
you can
to
add
do
a wisdom modifier. But not proficiency. So I don't know. Whatever your wisdom, 5 is it? You have a 10?
My wisdom's a -3.
What? Oh God, I keep forgetting this. Then fucking use your. Okay, well, use your intelligence then. Sorry.
12.
It is something that feels close to your domain.
Could I just generally, I see that it's chimeric.
Close, yes. Kind of like chimeric.
Okay.
But there's something about this thing that isn't just a monster.
Right. And I think what it just in like Moo's sort of anthropological recollection, chimeras have multiple types of like historical values entrenched in them. Pride, the like forging of relationships and alliances and like, you know, of all sorts of things. But this does not feel like, does this feel like a valiant?
No.
Creature? Okay. Just
I'll give you with a 12. This creature feels full of fear. Not that it is afraid. as in this thing feels so intimately close to your domain,
Okay.
like it is made of fear.
Well, I do not remember. You, my friend? Why? What can I do to ease your pain if you feel so strongly?
And as you ask that question, I think that is when Mene walks in.
Just bleeding.
Bleeding at the back, you see Moo looking into an ever-changing monster. It had a face of a human when Moo looked at it, but when you look at this thing, it is the face of a snake. It has the wings of, well, not even wings. It has like, what are those things called? Like gills, not gills.
Dorsal fins.
Dorsal fins, like 6 dorsal fins extending from its back, tentacles on one hand, and the other hand is that of a spider, kind of with the chest of maybe like what is it? CJ just forgets a lot of things. Maybe stone. And I think you feel the sensation of falling coming from this thing.
Me, Austin, will not shout because I'm a very loud person, but I believe Mene shouts so loud I think it reverberates throughout the agora and any outlying area where people may reasonably hear someone shouting in an empty space.
Yeah.
Was it you?
And this thing kind of turns to you.
And I point my sword.
Yeah, and it looks at you, kind of making that eye contact. And I think like as best as I already forgot what the head it was already, as a lion can smile, it smiles at you and kind of its 6 dorsal fins kind of just point.
I tell it I use the spell command and I say grovel.
Grovel. Where's my dice?
Moves,
Yeah,
I think, studying it, like still confused.
Yeah. What's your DC? Or yeah, what's your DC?
My DC?
Yeah, what's your DC?
It's currently a 13.
A 13. Okay. That's enough. It got a natural 1. So modifiers be damned.
Stupid fish.
So it falls prone.
Yeah, I think it just boom, all 4 like limbs hitting the ground as it looks at you. You are I will say, because it got a natural 1, I'll say that you can gain an understanding of what this thing is fundamentally. However, I want you to explain to me how the moon overtakes an embodiment of fear.
Mene, I think, has always been extra. I don't know if tough is the right word or rude is the right word, but somewhere in between that on Moo, because in their mind, they don't know if they had something to do when Moo came into the world, but like so much of what people are afraid of, in Mene's understanding, is like part of her domain of night. It's nightmares when you sleep. It's what's that thing in the dark. It's the shadows you can't explain. And so I think Mene feels close in the way that, I don't know if she'd ever say it, but she watches Moo work a lot.
Yeah.
And she sees what goes on when people are afraid quite often.
Yeah.
So I think for a moment, the air around Mene shifts in a way that maybe feels very similar to Moo, like something Moo might be used to experiencing. When I tell this thing to like grovel.
Moo, I think, goes immediately to it and starts touching it to like feel if it has like an actual body, like if it's physically here, if the features on it, like she can't like discern with just her mind, so I think she like tries to like touch it.
Yeah, I'll give you I'll say at this point you can use your investigation at advantage, considering it is commanded.
19.
19. I will say, with both of you understanding this, Mene, you dominating this thing, you presiding over it as all that you do when it comes to things of fear. And Moo, it clicks like a puzzle piece falling into it. This creature, yes, is an embodiment of fear, but it is not one that you've ever made. It, much like any thing that mortals explain when they are fear, they say it. What scared you? It did. What are you worried about? I'm worried about it. This creature is an embodiment of mortal fears. So not your domain, but Lysander's. And as we cut to Lysander themselves, we see Euphoria walking to the house at the end of the world. It is a small shack that exists between all things. You see that it seems to touch kind of the ground itself, kind of being a piece of, what is it called? Like the piece of the world. And as you look past it, you see nothing. You see nothing, and you see everything. You see creation itself, and you see the end of all things. The house at the end of the world. And it's pink.
It is my favorite color. Euphoria themselves, I think, as they snap themselves into this place, has turned into a pink tiefling with like heart-shaped horns and like long white flowing hair.
Yeah. Beautiful. Lovely. And you can go inside easily.
And I think they do.
Yeah, 100%. You walk into this space, and it is vast. It is far more vast than inside than it is on the outside, almost taking those characteristics of everything. You look to its left, and there is a coffee table from the 1950s, and you look to the right, and you see maybe some devices that mortals would make one day, sometime in the far, far future. You kind of look up, and it is the stars in the sky taking after that union between Mene and their sibling. And you look down, and you can feel it. Every portion of time that you will feel here. And then you see him. You see them. You see her. You see Lysander sitting alone. Well, you can assume it's Lysander. That's the only person that called you here. This individual in front of you at that table is cloaked, obscuring every single aspect of themselves. You hear a very weak hello.
Hello, Lysander. You do know that you called me away from a very important party that was going wrong.
I know. As they get up, kind of walking towards you, they don't get up quickly. As this hood, you can't see any part of their body. It seems they're kind of hunched over. They walk forward very slowly.
You're hiding yourself from me.
You would not want to see what I am now.
Are you afraid that I would still love you?
I wonder if that's even possible. You're no longer love. Would your self-love be able to love me anymore?
That's what I was made for, wasn't it? To love. There is nothing else I really can feel as deeply as that. It's the first emotion that comes naturally. It's the only emotion that comes naturally. All the others I've had to learn. But maybe you're right. Maybe at this point, it's better that I keep it for myself.
Is it? What about the rest of the world, Euphoria? What about mortals?
I've given mortals everything that I possibly could. I've given them everything. They know what love is now. It's not my fault if they can't claim it for themselves.
You are love. What do you mean?
Don't you think it's important for me to understand my own domain?
Yes, but to a point.
And what is that point? Is it you who draws the line in the sand, or is it me?
I think that line, I think I am the one that draws the line in the sand, because look at me. And I think they pull the hood down and they look so tired. They look as if every resource has been draining from their body since the very point they were born. Their cheeks are sunken in. Their hair seems to have fallen out. Their eyes are pitch black, devoid of any emotion that they would have gotten from you.
Euphoria flinches away, and I think their body filters through several different forms until it rests upon one that is like a star itself. Like their skin glows, irradiated from the inside out. What's happened? What's happened to you?
You all are happening to me. The lapses in your domains is affecting the mortals.
Lapses? Lapses?
Yes.
We do not lapse. We
Euphoria.
are our domains.
And what if you were just Euphoria? What happens to love? What happens to pride?
What are you talking about?
I can't feel it, Euphoria. I can't feel any of it, with the exception of Euphoria. And I don't love myself right now, so I can't even feel that. They're weak. They are missing things. You all are missing things, and I'm tired of it.
And that's why you called me here to scold me. Like I am, once again, just some toy you can order in the direction that you please. All of my love is yours and never mine.
Where else was it going to? I am mortals. Mortals are me. We love. Where else was it supposed to go, Euphoria?
Anywhere but you, perhaps.
Oh, so you don't love me. You don't love humanity at all, do you? You only love
Why should
yourself. Ah, here we go. Yeah, that makes sense. I expected this. I wish I had gotten differently. I wish you were different.
I don't. I love myself just the way I am.
And that will be the reason that you fall.
What?
And I think they walk forward and they kiss you. Do you allow them to kiss you? Well, they attempt to kiss you.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Mess.
I didn't know this was a whore.
Is like the first time. It is one of the first things that you experience. It is the multiplier that goes beyond you. You remember it. You remember why you fell in love with Lysander all from the beginning. For them, it is as natural as, well, riding a bike. Again and again and again. You learn to do it, but there's something about the will to move forward that is oh so natural that comes with riding a bike. There is something about loving for the first time. There's something about loving at all points in every way conceivable. Lysander was, well, the one. Lysander is the one. Literally. The one that presides over mortals. You remember that. And then you feel it. the fall, the beginning of the fall. As something touches your back, you feel it drip and drain from your body as it is being pulled and pulled and pulled. The divinity, that which inside you, the domain at which you hold, is being sucked from your body quickly as you feel that kiss.
Euphoria breaks away. What have you done? What have you done to me?
As they hold a jar in their hand containing, what color would you say love is?
Iridescent. Every color at once.
As they put the lid on it, it begins to crack right down the middle.
What have you done? What have you done?
Began the process of falling. No different than falling in love, is it, Euphoria?
If that's what you think, then you never could have known me. I never was yours.
I know. As they walk away.
And Euphoria crumples to the ground in front of that cracked jar of love.
Ah, to be clear, it is not the jar that cracks. It is your item.
Of course. Euphoria's own heart.
And it breaks. As you lay there, feeling the divinity drain out of you, what do you think? What is the most love? What is the most love that Euphoria has ever felt? What is that memory that presses, almost like when they say you die, life flashes before your eyes? What is the highlight of Euphoria?
It's the first time they ever looked in a mirror. I think they were visiting Moo. And they had never seen themselves before. They had only given. They had only existed to be, to create for others, to feel love, to feel beauty. And that first time that they could see their own reflection and they had reached out and touched the glass, they realized everything that they could be, what they were, that it was them.
And then it begins. And we will cut to Alva.
I just smacked my brother. And he woke up. He woke up.
And he wakes up. And he points to his broken ship.
What happened? Who broke this? She like whips around. She's looking for somebody to destroy now.
There is no one here. Not right now. The only thing that you can feel is that connection breaking. Is the sea evaporating. What feels as the sea evaporating before you. Mar speaks. There's no one here, sibling. Just me.
What is wrong with you?
I can feel my connection to it evaporating. I don't think I'm the sea anymore.
I have to find my wife. And she gets up.
As you get up, you feel that pull. Did you wait a moment?
I'm sorry. Yes.
Thank you. As you feel that thread snap, the connection between the earth and the sea is primal. It is fundamental. It is something that cannot be changed. Well, at least that's what you thought. You feel the weight of his body, of that pull, begin to pull your body down, down, down until he is gone. You see him fall through the floor, fall through everything, fall through heaven. He is falling. What do you do?
I run. For Mene.
Away. And he falls. Without anyone to hold on to him, without anyone to catch him, your brother falls. And you can feel Mene.
Austin, you can't react in the background. Trying to be serious.
Leaving family that you had for the one that you chose. That is perfectly acceptable.
I mean, I couldn't save him.
You hear, that's actually what you hear. You hear those words. Well, Elva, do you care about anything other than your wife?
At this moment, no. At most moments, no.
And you look very easily. I'm assuming you look.
Mm-hmm.
And you see Lysander.
I think
sitting
now she's
outside. Yeah.
kind of transformed a little bit. She looks more volcanic.
Yeah.
The previous like stone marble with the gold has kind of faded a little bit, and now she's just red, lava, anger, magma. She whips around on Lysander.
Lysander, well, similarly to before, doesn't have much in terms of expressions right now. They are still sunken. They are still tired. Looks as if they haven't slept in years, in millennia. Dark skin, bald, and a cloak. And they are sitting up on maybe a statue. By now, Mene should have fallen.
What?
You're all falling.
That doesn't mean I can't take you with me, and I'm gonna try to like tackle him.
Yeah, he is literally up on like a thing, but you can easily
I was
just
gonna say, I'll
like,
turn into
jump.
a fucking bird if I have to.
Yeah, no, it's easy. You have the strength to do it. You jump. Make me an athletics check.
Okay.
Or yeah, athletics.
No. Okay. 27.
Yeah. With a 27, you tackle him, and she just kind of lets it happen as you crash into the pavilion that you were in. You see her limp body kind of just like cough.
I think on Earth, there's a sudden shift. There's an earthquake when she gets this angry. And she goes from magma to just heavy when she goes to crash into them.
Yeah. As that you hit this pavilion, kind of crashing, kind of breaking. Things in heaven aren't supposed, sorry. Things up here aren't supposed to break. But this pavilion shatters, as presumably two have fallen. And Lysander just kind of lays in the ground. Lysander kind of lays in the ground. You can hit me all you like. It's not going to stop the process.
Might make me feel better. Where's my wife?
In the Agora.
And she just like starts like slamming his shoulders down, like picking them up and slamming them. Where is my wife?
Told Indy. Oh God.
You said she fell.
No, I said she's falling.
What are you talking about?
You know, falling from grace. Have you ever heard of it? It's a term for mortals. They say when you're at the apex, when you are at the top, when you believe yourself to be righteous, you fall. You fall from grace. The graces of the gods. But if we're the gods, what does falling from grace look like?
Looks like I'm going to kill you if you don't explain what is happening in more clear terms.
It's that, as they point behind you.
What do I see?
Yeah, as you turn around and look, you see nothing, but you do feel something. As something touches your back, you feel it all leaving. In a flash, quickly as the birth of a star, and almost as silent as the death of a mortal. That divinity inside you begins to drain and fall and drip, and you feel yourself becoming something less.
I think I yell out Minnie's name.
And it echoes. And tell me, what is that first memory of creation?
I think what I first remember is mud. And it's me and Mar, and as we spin, we separate, and one of us becomes earth and stone, and the other is the sea and the rivers and the lakes. And so that's what I remember. I remember being mud.
Yeah. And as you call out many and you feel it all drain, I would say it's safe to say you fall to your knees. And Lysander kind of gets up and dusts themselves off. You know, there's a myth that the first mortals were made of dirt and mud. Good luck as they walk away.
I'm going to try to attack them again.
Yeah, you do it, but it is significantly weakened. I think what is this? What attack are you going for?
Like, just, like, goes to jump on them.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
To bring them back down to the ground so she could start slamming them again.
Yeah, 100%. As you jump on them, it is like, it feels strange. Because you've always been a god. It's close. No, this time, it is not the vertigo. It is the realization that the earth and the heavens can never touch. It is the difference between, well, this earth and the sky. It is the difference between being everything and only being a portion of something. You hit Lysander, but it is overwhelming. Make me a wisdom save.
Okay. $22.
Are you still adding the plus 10?
Oh, right. I'm not a god anymore.
Yeah, make it a 5. Make it a plus 5. So subtract 5.
17.
17. 17's not going to be enough. As you are losing that divinity very, very quickly, you touch a god. As a demigod currently, you are something less. You feel every emotion ever. You feel what it's like to be everyone, everything, everywhere, all at once. What it is like to be immortal in every context. You touch that is everyone, who is everything, and it feels awful.
I think she just kind of sinks into the ground. She's just laying there, and everything feels so heavy.
Heavy like stone falling through sea. And I think your body begins to fall, literally, as we go to our last two, dealing with the creature of born from mortal's fears materialized. You have this information, and it is still commanded to kneel. What do you two do?
I fully go over to like take this thing's head off.
Yeah.
That is what I am doing. I see Moo like investigating it or whatever. I don't even say anything. I just go over and I like get it on the other side of its neck, and I look at Moo. Could you please take a step back?
Okay.
This thing is quite dangerous. It, I believe, just killed the sun, which is something we will have to deal with after this, but we will call a council meeting and figure out how to bring my sister back.
I will report my findings when you behead it.
Yes, good, perfect, thank you. And I try to behead it. if
Yeah. Make me a. I want to check. Make me a wisdom check, actually.
Make a check, a wisdom check.
Maybe insight if you have a bonus.
75.
I I do have a bonus to insight. Synthetic 20.
Synthetic 20. As you go to behead this thing, I think you do it very easily. Like hot stone through butter. And as its head falls, it reattaches. And I think you understand, like, I think Moo, you understand why. I think you both understand why. Moo, because it's intimate. Mene, because you, like, know what this thing is because you're kind of controlling it right now. That fear that any human had when, I think it was when they said, let them eat cake or something. You can't really you can't behead something that is beheading.
Moo, do you know we can contain this thing? I'm quite concerned if mortal spheres running around rampant trying to kill gods, what they are doing down there. I told you for you we shouldn't have this party. Who knows what's been going on since we've been gone?
This is a most peculiar case because this should not have been able to breach my control. And I believe something conspiratorial is happening tonight.
I'll be honest, I was worried it was you. But seeing as it attacked you, the only...
I'm not very smart.
No, you aren't. I say that with the love I can muster, but if it wasn't you and it came from mortals, that leaves Lysander.
As you say, Lysander, your armor brightens. Your radiance begins to show as the sun sets one last time. Your sibling has fallen, and you feel it intimately. Well, fallen isn't a word that you necessarily know. Your connection to your sibling is gone.
I think feeling that, I look at Moo, and I take my sword and drive it through this thing into the ground to try and like hold it, like with all of the weight I could, like the weight of the pull of the moon. I like put into my sword on this thing,
Yeah.
and I go to Moo. And if you allow, I kind of like put my hands on Moo's shoulders. Moo, darling, I need you to do something very important. You need
Okay.
to run as far as you can from here and keep yourself safe. Because whatever is happening, I believe it's going to be coming here next.
I put my hands over yours. I'm still looking at you with this kind of the events happening tonight and being slashed at and feeling this thing, this it in front of me. I look up at you with no hope, but not with despair or fear. I believe it is too late.
We have to try. You can get out of here. Euphoria is slippery. Perhaps they figured something out. I don't know where they went. You can find Elva. I believe they have some sort of order. If they've taken out my sister, they'll be coming for me. So if you get away from me, you can buy yourself some time. Please, go.
You want me to leave so that I do not see you die?
I want you to leave so you can be safe.
And Moo, I think, stands. I think just is like kind of wordless and just, I think, curtsies with her horrible hair dress and then just sort of skitters off.
Yeah. And I'm curious, where do you go?
I don't know. I'm just gotta run.
Just running.
Yeah.
Do you running? How do you feel right now?
I'm kind of I'm waiting for something to strike me down. And I don't feel that I need to. I'm kind of aimlessly wandering, kind of seeing if I can seek out anything, because although I'm afraid of everything and I am fear, I still will seek out what's going on.
Yeah. Make me an investigation check.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. You are searching. Would it be safe to say that you're searching for the source of fear in this situation?
Yeah.
Yeah. Would it be safe to say that Moo is afraid? Like, are they the most afraid they've ever been?
It's getting there.
Yeah. And you run and run and run, and you don't find anything. You don't see anyone. You feel fear in all things. You know fear. You are fear. And you don't find anything. But with a natural 20, you realize you're not going to find anything. You're not going to feel the fear.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever, I think you feel the fear of each of the divine The other six, no, sorry, less than that. No, I was right, six. The other six that have fallen, you feel the lingering. Maybe it is you touch the ground where Solaris fell, and you feel the fear that she'll never get to apologize to her sister. She will never be better than what she thought she was. You feel the fear of being alone when you think you are dying that comes from Mar. You feel hopelessness. And it seems that hopelessness came first. It seems that there was no hope because hope was taken first. You feel true despair. It seems that despair got earth. The earth fell, and love was lost. You feel each one of the 8 fall, but you don't feel Lysander fall. You don't feel fear from Lysander. In fact, you know exactly where Lysander is because it is the absence of fear. It is absolute clarity.
And if I can follow this thread and make my way over to wherever I feel Lysander.
Yes.
I think Moo will I think she'll curtsy again and kneel. I don't much intend to keep running. If you need to do this thing, I will allow it.
Did you not wish to feel fear in your last moments?
It's difficult because I am always afraid.
And I think where you find Lysander is the beginning of all things. Well, close your eyes. And you do. So tell me, what is true fear, and when did you feel it?
The first time I was born after the original 4 and after Lysander, as if a homunculus was given sentience for the first time, the sudden responsibility of being born into an entirely adult, so to speak, body, a god's body, one that terrorized people. And in the beginning of my reign, I sent people into frenzies and heart attacks. I didn't know how to control myself, nor did I have as philosophical of an understanding of how I wanted to carry myself. And I am still confusing, and I am still confused of myself. I'm afraid of myself.
And I think you're the only one. Your mirror doesn't break. But it fades into obscurity.
Mm-hmm.
As maybe you look at that mirror one last time. And it's gone. In this moment. As all of that fear is gone. And we go back to the protector.
As Moo left, I went over and I took the sword out of the chimera. I summon my shield. That is again like a perfect circle, uh, gleaming just like everything else. And I put both down in front of me, and I kneel down, and I wait for whatever this thing's gonna do, or Lysander to show up, or whatever's going to happen. I think I actually like kneel down and I put it down and I say, "What do you want, Lysander?"
And I don't think you began it. I don't think you noticed it. Not because you weren't supposed to, not because you couldn't, but because how do you feel a part of yourself leave? Because everything here is you all. You all are the beings that created this spot, or maybe it created you. It's really hard to know what came first. The roof of the Agora is gone. And Lysander sits at the edge of that nothingness. I want the pain to stop. I want the emptiness to be filled.
And you think the best way to do that is to kill all of us? Then instead of asking for help, you could have come to me.
As, like, I think without a blink, without an existence, their feet touch the ground. I don't think the solution is to lean on you more than everyone already does, Mene. I don't think you need to protect. You have been already protecting, and this is still happening as you just look at that sunken in face, that exhaustion, that unchanging body. This is not how they are supposed to be. You who sits above everything, and you have seen mortals, you've seen Lysander. Lysander is supposed to be ever changing. You are supposed to look at Lysander and see a different person with every blink. That is not who Lysander is right now. There is something wrong.
Lysander, please listen to reason. I understand that things have been difficult for you and for your domain and for mortals. But if we can just get everyone together, if you can, I'm sure if you undid whatever is going on, people will understand. We can all sit down and we can figure out what it is needs to be done. But this is, frankly, it is brash and foolish. You think you know what is best. But Lysander, please, you can't even imagine the things we have done us original for. And you come here and you think you know, you can tell us how to do our jobs?
What do you think divinity is, Mene?
Responsibility.
Responsibility. And who do you preside over? What is this responsibility? Who prays to you?
They do. And I point down.
And they point at themselves. Mortals do. So, what if there are lapses? Because I've looked inside of myself for ages, and I have found that there is lapses. I have looked at the beginning of all things to see what could be done, and I found that there are gaps. I have looked at the end of all things, and apparently there is an end. Did you know that? Did you know that presently the end exists? That's not what it is supposed to be. It is supposed to be forever. There are ends to the beginning, and all things right now, they are not touching. They are not connected. And that has to be because you all aren't whole yet.
I move towards Lysander, and I leave my sword behind me. And I get within like 10 feet. Sweet young Lysander. All things end eventually. You should know that more than anyone. Mortals are blinks, sneezes, here and gone like flash paper. You're upset because things end? And you do this? And you say it's our fault?
No. It's our fault. As I think you feel it. You feel it last. Lysander, the person you're talking to is not a god. This is a mortal. Lysander is falling. Just like everyone else. Well, Mene, you're the last to go. It's not just your problem. It's our problem. And if we want to get back here, we all need to become something else.
Lysander, what have you done?
As you ask that question, you see them fall from grace. The last bit of that divine mortality, if that's even possible, the oxymoron that is Lysander, falls. And there's a note left for you in the space between fear, it, and that jar. If you'd like to see us again, then you must fall. Touch this and start the new beginnings.
I think Mene looks around. She looks up at the moon. And I think she looks down, all the way down, to a smattering of people who are like sitting in prayer to the moon for protection because they're on a long journey and they have to travel under the cover of night because they're being hunted by some evil mercenary group or something. She thinks about Moo and Elva, Euphoria, Lysander, Hope, Solaris, Mar. She looks at her sword. She just whispers, "I'm so sorry," to the people in prayer, hoping they hear it. And she snaps her sword over her knee.
And it, like moonlight touching everything, actually, it goes into the container. And for you, it is soft like moonlight. It is a graceful fall. As your feet stop feeling it, as everything that you knew becomes nothing, as there's an end and there's a beginning. As you fall, you see all eight for you, 8 of your siblings, of your family members, of your friends, of your lovers, of your whatever it is you all have chosen to be, falling. Literally, you are all falling. You see each other one last time as you plummet to reality. As you blink, you see the void. As you open your eyes, you see the light. Your domains are not gone, they are just not yours. You see the sea. You see the stars. You see the sky. You see people. And you see each other. Do you say anything to each other as you end your life as Perdition begins?
I say the same thing I whispered to the mortals that were in prayer. I'm sorry. I wasn't strong enough.
I make eye contact with my wife and I just say, I love you.
Euphoria cries for the first time in their life.
Moo. I think just kind of silently reflects.
As fear becomes clarity, as the earth becomes mortal, as euphoria becomes tears, and the moon no longer presides over everything. 9 shooting stars go across this world, landing in various places that only they understand. And you all wake up with a singular paper in hand that says, "The Trials of the 8. The Ascension." And that's where we'll end for this week. Yay.
I'm on my way to your house to fight you.
I'm on my way to your house. That's okay. That's okay. That's where we're ending, everyone. Hi, I have been CJ. I was your game master tonight, and I'll be your game master probably next week. Next time this happens. My pronouns are they, them. My handle is Scholastic Dragon. Scholastic like the book fair, dragon like the mythical creature. Drop the O on dragon when you search for me. I don't have much going on right now. I'm doing a lot of GMing. That's pretty fun. That's pretty cool. Be on the lookout. Yeah, I'm gonna try to go in the same order. So I think it was Joe first, last.
No.
Passing it to Joe. Okay, never mind. Passing it to C.
That was you.
Oh,
That
so
wasn't
wrong.
right either, but I'll take it.
Joe fucked it up, so we're switching.
Hi everyone, my name is C. I use they them pronouns. You can find me making very trans, very gay art on the internet at not pie sharp art at C Plays RPG. Still getting used to that. You can follow my art account at a gay blood hunter, and you can pretty much always find me over on Transplanar RPG. You know what it is at this point. I'm not going to give you the spiel. You know it. But tomorrow, Jeremy Cobb and Mark Muir are playing a one-shot of Godkiller. So if you like your friendly neighborhood GM, good old Jeremy Cobb from Three Black Halflings, you should definitely check that out. And podcast episodes of the 16-part miniseries Godkiller First Blood also come out every Tuesday and Thursday at the Ass Crack of Dawn on all podcasting platforms. But if you are a person who prefers to read, Joe is actually doing transcriptions, which will be coming out shortly for Godkiller First Blood. So I'm in that. You could watch that if you like what I did here tonight. And I played Euphoria, and I have a lot of feelings. That's real good. I'm done now. That's it. That's all I've got. I'm on my way to your house to fight you with my hands.
I'm gonna C's coming to my house. That's so good for me. Passing it now to Joe. Sophia.
So wrong. I'm Josephine at Scary Dog Friend. I have been Moo, the god of fear. I'm doing lots of stuff. Each One by Night is coming back May 16th, which is over at Bad House RPG. It is a vampire by night. Vampire the Masquerade. Thank you so much. chronicle that is told in Itaewon, which is a district in South Korea, Seoul, South Korea. I also do stuff over at Nameless Domain. Our last episode of our friend of ours, the Corrupted miniseries, Faithful and the Fallen. Yes. Is our last episode is going to be this coming Monday at 11 p.m. ET. Ultimately, socials are Scary Dog Friend. I do lots of stuff. I'm all over the place.
Heck yeah, Austin.
Yo, what's up? I'm also a pronouncer he, they, she. I played Mene, whose pronouns are she, they. Me, Austin, though, is an award-winning game designer, performer, and friend. They're missing designer, writer, performer, friend. I was like, there's 4. You can find me over on Twitter, TikTok, Hive, at Sailor Skeleton, at Sailor SCT Austin. That's where you can figure out what I'm up to. I'm not gonna give you a list. You can go look, or you cannot. Really your call. Don't even worry about it. That's it.
Heck yeah, Nikki.
Okay, so again, I'm Nikki. I use she, her pronouns, and I am the producer here at TEATRPG. The last Sunday of every month, we have our talk show that airs at 2 p.m. Pacific. That's 5 p.m. Eastern. This month, we have Banana Chan, and we have Carpe Christie, so that should be a really good episode. Join us Sunday at 11 a.m. Pacific, 11, 12, 1, 2, is that 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Eastern? I don't know, I can't count. It's bimbo hours. But join us around then for Apocalypse Keys Romulos. And on 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, you can catch our Root Show, A Fistful of Value, that is being GM'd by Miguel Classico. So, that's everything we have going on. Follow us on Twitter for more information. We have so many cool things coming up, and we don't want you to miss it. So, tune in. And we will see you on the internet. All right. And we